Welcome, dear children. In our previous class, we learned a new lesson named Down the Volcano, written by. We know this extract is from Jules Verne's novel Journey to the Center of the Earth, published in 1864. Professor Lidenbrock discovered a coded message inside a book, which explains how one can reach the center of the earth. He takes his young nephew Axel and a guide along with him on the dangerous adventure. Before starting their task, they faced one problem. They were facing the problem with the rope. But Professor Lidenbrock solved that problem. Children, how did Professor Lidenbrock solve the problem they were facing with the rope? Yes, Professor Lidenbrock unrolled a rope as thick as a thumb and 400 feet long. He dropped half of it down into the crater, then wound the middle of the rope round a block of lava, and finally threw the rest of it also down into the chimney. Then Professor Lidenbrock would split the luggage into three. Each of them would tie a package to his back. Hans would carry the tools and third of the food. Axel would carry another third of the food, and Professor would take the rest of it and the delicate instruments. And Hans tied the unbreakable objects into a single packet. Unbreakable objects here, clothes and pile of ropes, which was tied solidly together, and he simply dropped it down into the vast hall. Then what happened, children? Let's see that one.
The luggage fell. My uncle, leaning over the pit, watched the fall with great satisfaction and stood up again only after he could not see it anymore.
Right. We are next.
My uncle attached the package of instruments to his back. Hans took the tools, I the firearms. The descent began in the following order. First Hans, then my uncle, finally I. We proceeded in deep silence, which was broken only by pieces of rock falling down. I went slowly and carefully, holding on to the double rope and using my feet to slow down. I was terribly afraid of losing support. The rope seemed too delicate to bear the weight of 3 people. I used it as little as possible, balancing myself on the lava projections with my feet. When one of these rocks happened to come loose under Hans's feet, he would say in his calm voice,
"Careful!"
After half an hour, we reached the top of a large rock solidly attached to the wall of the chimney. Hans pulled one of the ends of the rope and the other rose in the air. Leaning over our narrow platforms, I noticed that the bottom of the hole could still not be seen. Then the descent began again, and half an hour later, we had got 200 feet deeper. After 3 hours, I had still not caught a glimpse of the bottom of the chimney. When I looked up, I could see the mouth, which was getting quite a lot smaller. That was because as the walls rose up towards the mouth, they looked as if they were coming together. It was slowly getting darker. We were still going down. We had used the rope 14 times, taking half an hour each time. So we had spent 7 hours plus 14 rest periods of 15 minutes or 3.5 hours. 10.5 in total. Since we had left at 1 o'clock, it had to be about 11 o'clock now. At that moment, Hans's voice was heard.
Halt!
I stopped just at the moment my feet were about to knock my uncle's head.
We are there.
Where? I asked, slipping down beside him. At the bottom of the chimney? And there's no way out?
Yes, there is. I can just see a curving tunnel towards the right. We will have a look tomorrow. Let's eat and then we can sleep.
We opened the food bag, ate, and lay down, each doing his best to make a bed amongst the stone and lava debris. Lying on my back, I opened my eyes and caught sight of a brilliant object at the other end of the 3,000-foot long tube-like well. It was a star, but not twinkling at all. My knowledge of astronomy told me that it was the star Beta of the constellation Little Bear. Then I fell into a deep sleep.
Okay, children, see you tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.